Okay, let's do the thing. Oh, it's not viewable. I've been subscribed 390 days, officially more than like an actual year. I want to finish this before Dawn Trail comes out, but Pal World's releasing, so I think once my sub expires on Monday, I might let it be expired for a little bit and try some Pal World. I'm just very interested in Pokemon with guns. Okay. No, I don't even need to. Last time we were here, the Ondo sent us to slay a massive creature. 'Twas as large as Leviathan, twice as angry, and yes, of course, I jest. It was only just half as large. I'm glad to have the opportunity to visit the Tempest again. It's so lovely here, like a different world entirely. Mayhap we shall find the secrets we seek in these depths, should their keepers consent to aid us. Perhaps we might look in on Pasha Suwan while we're in the area. Don't be shy now. This place feels much less ominous than the first time we were here. Then again, we did have the shadow of your impending death hanging over us. I've sent for no finless ones. Perhaps you instead come seeking something of us. The ruins which your kind have yet to explore, I see. I know of one such place. Alas, under these circumstances, I'm afraid we can spare none to guide you there. And what circumstances are these? Rather than hunt for their own meals, the Benthos have pillaged our stores of minery liver that must be replenished with haste. The Benthos, a particularly violent tribe of Ondo, if I recall? A band of bottom feeders. We all lost much in the flood, but while others work to rebuild, they resort to thievery and murder. Revenge, they call it, when they prey upon your kind, but do not be fooled. They care not who they harm. Would that we had the warriors to challenge them. This is not the first time they've stolen from us, but there is no resource more precious than liver. All must dedicate themselves to the hunt. Unless, of course, we reclaim the livers for you. It seems a fitting payment for vital information, does it not? Moreover, no one could argue that by employing Bismarck to reach these depths, thereby driving back the waters, we are in part responsible for the deeds of those driven to desperate ends. But yes, we very much are, Y'shtola. We should very much consider how we gravely affected the ecosystem. We certainly can't leave them like this. I thought you might say that. You've never been one to miss an opportunity to help. Reclaiming the stores it is, then. We would be grateful beyond words if you did. The Benthos have surely taken the livers back to Flounder's floor, but be warned, there will be no shortage of guards waiting to spear intruders. And we'll have take care not to draw their attention, shall we? Or we just murder them. Oh, I've not been over here. Let's hope it's not an underground area. does not look like it is. Yep, there's Alpha now. Nervous? Me? Not at all! It's a bit dark, though, isn't it? Definitely not haunted, though. Certainly not. They're not much of a threat one-on-one, but Tol Sata was right about their numbers. If we fight them all, we'll be here a fortnight. Has there been a Final Fantasy XIV Fortnite crossover yet? Oh, hi. If I were a bandit leader, I'd surely keep my spoils deep within my stronghold. Nope. Sir? Also, let me... Metal Gear. Actually, what am I doing? I don't even need to work. Who needs to be in range of being hit? I have a motorcycle with a chocobo on it. Yep, later, nerds. I want to talk to Thancred first. These aren't the livers, but they're certainly stolen from somewhere, unless wheat has started growing on the seafloor last I checked. Hello! Sir, kindly go away. And they're filled with wheat down to the bottom. You also find that raw wheat is unpleasantly pointy. Oh. I take it there is more places to search. There. From the squelching noise they make when prodded and the vile stench, you conclude these bags are bursting with livers. Brilliant. Are those them? Perhaps you've deduced this already, but it seems the Benthos have been raiding Calusian storehouses as well as those of the Ondo. Oranges, pumpkins, and wheat. We can discuss this after we see the livers safely back to Tol Zata. It wouldn't do to keep them in suspense. Glad you had better luck than I did. I spent the whole time fighting one benthos after another. I had a feeling there's more to this. So the benthos have been stealing supplies from the Calusians. To venture ashore and steal from Calusians entaileth unconscionable risk. There is no denying the truth of our eyes. I know it sounds strange, but there really was a bird in those caves. Did you happen to see a bird while you were in the caves? Reen insists there was one, but how? I'm relieved to see you unspeared. They're preparing to summon a primal? Precious livers, I knew you would not fail. We also found all manner of foodstuffs from Calusia in the Flounder's floor. Tell me, Tolzatad, does that seem odd to you? It is brazen, to be sure. I'm reminded of rumors I heard recently concerning rash thefts from Calusian warehouses. The perpetrators enter in the dead of night and are gone before anyone realizes what has happened. The Umorian army has been investigating, thus far, but to no avail. Perhaps the reason they've struggled so is that their quarry is of the sea. The true question, then, is what we mean to do about it. Much as I would like to proceed to the ruins without further delay, we cannot allow the benthos to carry on as they are. Yeah, that sounds like a you problem. I really need to be getting back to the source to deal with that whole Ultima weapon business. If I may, I believe the ruins are, in fact, key to the benthos' plans. Is that so? The ruins, which lie deep within the illuminated land, are a recent discovery. We have seen signs that the benthos are preparing to claim them with all haste. We cannot fathom why, but in light of the knowledge that they have been stockpiling resources, it's clear that their queen will soon give birth. They require space to raise their young, food for both queen and hatchlings to thrive. Well, we can hardly fault them for that. Under normal circumstances, perhaps, but the conditions in the Tempest are far from suitable for spawning, its resources barely able to sustain our current population. There's only one reason they would disregard this. They seek to build an army, and with it take revenge upon the Finless. It is not a surprise. They came to us not long ago seeking allies for the cause. We rebuffed them, of course. Suffering of others will not serve as the balm to their own. The Queen, however, desires only bloodshed and will gladly send her children to die in our stead. If they're planning to wage war, that changes matters considerably. Indeed. I doubt this can be resolved without violence, but perhaps with a show of force we can convince them to see reason before the die is cast. I'd rather not risk your people in the attempt. If we travel to the illuminated land, is there a way we might identify the ruins ourselves? Yes. Once you reach its steps, go deeper still. You will see a monstrous structure there upon the seafloor. That you have come to us now is the will of the ancient ones. They have guided you here that you may drive out the usurpers who seek to use the magnificent creations with vile purpose. I have no doubt they will show you the way forward. I'm afraid the dead do not speak quite so clearly. Nevertheless, we shall try not to disappoint. If what we seek lieth deeper still beyond Amarat, I would call upon the assistance of another. Slaying, aiming, healing. Let's see. Oh, it's... okay. Let's see. Nope, none of those rings are better than what I already have. Though our course hath been decided, to pursue it we must needs beseech the aid of a friend. I speak of Bismarck. Pray follow me into the Sullen, that we may seek an audience with him once more. Perhaps we shouldn't further disturb the ecosystem. I like how you can tell it's Bismarck even from the... let me try and... Let's see if I can finish it right now, because we're gonna try and... I think we're gonna try and do more Eden tomorrow. Oh, wait. Alright, not tomorrow, tonight. Hopefully. Stop, shit. There we go. Hello, Eorzea. From here we press onward to the Isle of Ken. I myself shall proceed on foot. You perfected your technique, then? Just so. The water will be as glass beneath my feet, and provideth purchase fragile yet true. Watch closely. Oh, I certainly shall. Forgive me, but would it not be easier to perfect your swimming technique? Aye, 'twould be a pity if you drowned, truly. Oh, hush, I'm sure it'll be brilliant. He's done it! Incredible! Eorzea! For the love of... My apologies. The technique requires Pierre's focus, and mine was lacking. Also, I'm curious how you walk on water if it's not, like, perfectly stagnant water. To perfect this magic, I went so far as to deal with the Fuath, and with their aid and my efforts, I finally met with success, albeit on a single occasion. I know not why I cannot repeat it. I thought I saw you waver a bit towards the end there. Perhaps you're simply tired? Thancred? That's nothing to worry about. Only a dizzy spell. It may not be wise to go for another swim just now. Thankfully, we have an alternative, a wonderful little invention. I'm certain you'll agree. think those two are really alright? Perhaps we should take a moment to rest. Knowing both of them, they're keeping a secret that's important from us. Before you make some quip about age catching up with me, you'd be out of breath too if you had to drag Eorzea out of the sea without so much as a warm-up. What sort of dealings with the Fwath, I wonder? I must admit, I'd be keen to attempt walking on water myself, though I know what Alice would say. I'll stick to swimming, thank you very much. To be fair, Alice, you physically cannot drown, so that is, like, I agree Eorzea is being stupid, but you kind of have an unfair advantage. Also, Eorzea, just go talk to the Kojin and learn how to not drown. Once we're back in the source, just go talk to the Kojin. Petition Bismarck's aid on our behalf. Let us pray my diplomacy proveth more effective than mine experimental magics. You speak with the voice of the king, little neighbors. I will not deny you. As before, if you seek what sleeps beneath the sea, I will be your guide. Thy kindness is as boundless as the depths, serene one. Before we depart, however, I would ask a favor. After our last flight, I found many creatures clinging to me. I am itchy. Remove them, and I will take you below. With all haste, it shall be done. So, did he agree? Aye, though I agreed to a favor in kind. Regrettably, 'tis not one I possess the power to grant. Bismarck hath asked us to cleanse his underbelly of barnacles. Alas, one must needs dive beneath the surface to do so. Even if I could master the power to walk upon it, it would avail me not. For heaven's sake, is that all? Missing and I are more than capable of that. With the Kojin's blessing, we'll have it done in moments, and better than standing here and listening to this nonsense. I'll take the right, you take the left, now go. I'm in your debt. Wait, other side, okay. I'm probably going the wrong way here, but... There we go. Every time I have to remember what buttons I'm supposed to push. You prime from various angles, you dislodge the barnacle. That was disgusting. I pray I'll not be required to attend to any other manners of personal hygiene. The power to breathe underwater seems most convenient. Mayhap the Kojin might be persuaded to grant me it when we return to the source. I can swim, after all. Would you please keep an eye on Thancred and Eorzea? I'm not convinced they're alright. Apologies for sitting this one out, but it did seem more appropriate for those of you with the Kojin's blessing to handle it. Take you finished? Thine efforts are most sincerely appreciated. I will inform Bismarck that we may depart without further delay. Much, much better. Thank you, little neighbors. I remember a long time ago, another did this favor for me. After the flood, when I chose this spot for my slumber, he came and made a home on my back. Ken was his name. When I grew itchy, I stirred, but he was not afraid. He asked me what was wrong. I told him the creatures clinging to my belly, and he drove into the water, and he helped me. He was my friend. He told me he wished to live in peace, away from his people and their wars. This I understood. I treasured our time together, brief though it always is, but I remember him, and how he laughed when we flew. I remember when he slept, too. I, too, slept that day, and many days since. But the light fades and the darkness returns. Ken sleeps, but in memory he laughs, and together we fly. And I am here, I am awake. It feels good to speak and be heard again. A shame others cannot understand me. If thou art willing to learn, I would gladly teach thee the language of man. Thank you, little friend, but it is time I grant you your request. But first, I will take flight to cleanse my body and prepare. The dive will be swift, and I would not have you struck by errant debris. So this island was named for a man. How easily the past is forgotten. He passed not even 100 years ago. The truth has slipped from history like so many grains of sand. Might I have some explanation as to what he said, or shall we all stand about making vague and mysterious allusions? While he maketh ready to deliver us to our destination, Bismarck bade us wait for him on the shores of Calusia. That's all? I feel as though there was more to it. Indeed there was, but it hath no bearing on the task at hand. I should be glad to share the rest with you anon. Fine. Later, then. If Bismarck requires time to prepare, might I suggest a short respite? For Eorzea and Thancred in particular. I require no such thing. I'm a picture of perfect health. Mine was but a momentary lapse of concentration. Worry not on my account. You mustn't push yourselves so. Please rest. For me... Alright, if you insist. We'll come back in like a couple of patches. But I feel fine. Just go quietly missing, trust me. In that case, I leave the old men in your care. The rest of us will meet you at the Split Hull anon. Word of advice, never let it show. When she realizes she struck a nerve, she remembers. By the gods, she remembers. In any case, we must be made to rest. I know a place in Solon that's better for it than most. Come with me. Okay, this isn't the end of the patch content. Dad Fort. With age cometh wisdom, or so I do pray. We may as well have a seat. We wouldn't want our elderly knees to give out. Dear speak, you think upon my deathbed. By the 12, I wish that girl wouldn't worry so much. Thy countenance belies thy words, Master Thancred. I'm sure I don't know what you mean. Let the record show that I'm here under protest. Now, I can't say I mind the view. I do mind that it's raining, though, but we aren't talking about that, because that's a generative part of the cutscene, and not a constant. If the abundance of anglers is any indication, even an amateur might land an impressive catch. Shall we try our hands at it? Someone quickly! It's Nightshade. We was attacked from the road, on the road from Crystarium. Barely escaped with me life. I suppose we might have predicted this. You mean you'll help for free? Thank you. If I recall correctly, Nightshade is a local band of outlaws. I doubt they'll trouble us overmuch, no more than they already have by interrupting our relaxation at any rate. Can you believe this? I don't have anything worth stealing. Never fear, Nightshade ain't no match for the guard. Fortunately, this one wasn't clever enough to bring support. I'll save our miscreant appear unharmed. No. Edgar, can you scoot, please? Thank you. At least you have matters in hand, by the looks of it. I'll not forget this kindness. May we meet again. Is that you, sir? Don't tell me you just deprived that poor fellow of the honor of being rescued by the Warrior of Darkness. We had no idea you were in the area. Fancy meeting again so soon, eh? Well, I believe I even recognized your companion. Yes, from the infirmary. You had a message for the Crystal Exarch, did you not? It's good to see you back on your feet, and on patrol, no less. Oh, it's nothing as official as that. Strictly speaking, we're off duty, but as we had a free moment, we thought I'd give a few less traveled roads a look. The guard doesn't have enough hands to patrol them regularly, you see. That's admirable. There's so few devoted to their duty, in Lakeland and beyond. Well, we've been talking about it for a while, and neither of us is satisfied with just seeing out service. Feels like we could be doing more, like we should be doing more. It's all about having the will to help your fellow man and the resolve to see it through. I remember you, the excitable one. Sorry, sir. I get a bit overexcited the other day. I couldn't get my words out. The name's Vonard, sir. I'm with the guard, but I don't want to protect Lakeland. I want to protect the lot, just like the Warriors of Light. Sadly, our duties prevent us from venturing too far from our own little corner of Norvrant. What we'd really like to do is travel, to better ourselves, and go where the need is greatest. But everyone has to start somewhere, don't they? For now, if we can stop Nightshade from robbing the odd fisherman, that's what we'll do. Oh well, future heroes of the first, do you think? They want naught for spirit. 'Tis but a pity they draw upon inspiration from so clouded a wellspring. Yet it'll avail us not to fret in idleness. We must needs press on if we are to bring Elidibus' schemes to light. It pains me to think that men with such pure intent are being made to serve Ascian's ends, however directly, but they're right. The people need heroes. Though our respite was cut short, I dare say we're all eager to avail ourselves of such knowledge as the ruins may hold. Aye, I doubt the contemplation of Elidibus' machinations will be conducted to relaxation. We may as well make for a split hull now. So how much of a respite did you actually enjoy? Half a moment's? We rested, didn't we? What's keeping Bismarck? Surely it doesn't take that long to shake off a few loose stones. You arrived rather early. Are you certain you did as you were told? Perhaps we ought to have clarified what Bismarck meant by a short while. To his mind, our whole lives might be as the blink of an eye. We are all present. Now we need but await Bismarck's coming. "'Tis time. Pray make ready." Hey, Maddie, how's it going? A Nemesis Ender, now accessible. And the entire gang is here! Except for Graha. I really should be leveling up. So I don't know if I want to continue as missing or not. Because I do want to swap to Mavic. I like him. But I need to be Graha's boyfriend. And the sexual tension's not the same if I'm a small rabbit. I would argue there is none if I am a small rabbit. Meanwhile, if it's two cat boys staring at each other, yes. Clearly I should split the difference and just swap to my Hrothgar, which means I have to get him to level to level 80. Let's leave the twins behind because Alice was giving me issues before.
Here we go.
Let's bring Reen and Oriange. One of the cats has to be the bar option. It'll be a lot more work getting Baron to level 80. Oh, I forgot. I needed to send my I need to spend my tomestones of poetics. I don't know, it really matters. I have nothing I really want to spend them on at the moment. Would you say that Bara is just Japanese for bear? And if not, what are the morphological differences between a Bara and a bear? I do not actually know how to do that, so maybe I would be interested in that. I don't know, the glowing weapons always seemed a little bit extra to me. Do gotta love how all of the Amarat dungeons are 20s jazz. The walls fall. Oh no! Fortunate. What of all this? Oh! Hello! Trans-Dragonite? Bartennian Coelentorn muscular hunk type bears can also be dad bod muscle gut. So all Baras are bears, but not all bears are Baras. It's a Muppet puppet situation. We are disturbing more of the ecosystem. I just love it if we went to this dungeon and, like, it's just a bunch of fish, like, floundering on the ground. Like, there are some scary-looking monsters, but they cannot survive in air. So they're just slowly dying on the ground, and we just walk through the dungeon casually. Oh, shit. I got it. Oh no. Guys! Oh shit, I didn't use my... Is, like... Is just the theme... Is the theme of all of the sub-bosses in, Ascian dungeons just now there are 2 of them? Oh, green went down. Do you think there'll be more of them? Similarities to Amarad are undeniable. Oh, hi. Cool. Oh god, there's a lot more. Oh. I thought all of the scenery was monsters for a sec. Norted, you deal with that, please. Oh, you know, I'm realizing. Before we move ahead, I'm realizing something. Scoot that down there. A progress bar for my spells appears directly over my body. They're summoning, they're doing primal stuff. I guess this might not be a primal, or if it is, it's not a very good one. Sword and... hammer, and then sword? Okay, I get it. Patterns understood. So, okay, but now is it sword and then hammer, or is it hammer always goes first? Actually, patterns only slightly understood. Nope. Okay, it's whichever one was placed first. Wait, why are? I thought him crouching was in. Okay, patterns very clearly not understood. I have so many spells that I just forget that I have and can use. Oh, it was an Amarat concept. beautiful. The Archive Eternal. Probably shouldn't be opening this chest. I probably don't need most of this stuff, but Fred, can you please pull these off me?
I'll show you.
Do I want to? No, there's no boss coming up immediately. It's bomb. We didn't kill any of them.
I shall protect thee.
No. I take it this is the last bit of this round of patch stuff? Unless there's like also a trial I need to do. No, we go down this way. this dungeon, and then yeah, you're done. The second MSQ after Eden Park. Cool. Yonder screen standeth more than a symbol to her soldiers. Have caution.
I'll show you.
Oh. There were AoEs I was unaware of.
Keep your guard up.
Maybe I'll stand where Thancred is. Oh, there's two. I should probably be doing spreads. Oh, I'm standing in the thing. Don't want to be standing in the thing. I'm not a bad DPS. Okay, so these hands go, and then we run. Yeah. What are we doing? None of the NPCs are doing anything. Okay, so we were trying to block them from spawning by standing on a vent that a hand was in front of. There we go. Tis a boon we find the sanctum intact. That was all of them? Every last one? Now, she was maniacal. The reigning Benthos may struggle with for want of a leader. We may at last turn our attention to investigation. Oh, I got a coat of casting. I wonder if that actually looks good. Oh, it looks like it's just one of the, like, Charlian coats, essentially. Is my current coat better also? Yes, my current coat is in fact better.
This structure must have served an important function. And here are yet more crystals.
I too noted the crystal repository on the way. The Benthos seem to employ them in their spellcasting.
In such vessels did the ancients preserve concepts, ideal forms to be drawn upon in the act of creation. That so great an abundance should reside here lendeth credence to Ishtola's conclusion. This facility held great significance.
Thank you for joining us at Ander in these most perilous of times. By the summoning of Zodiark have we been granted a reprieve, yet immutable as the laws he has woven may seem, they will not serve us to forestall our doom. Nay, should we continue down this path, our fate will be the same. I said as much to the convocation, of course, but the stubborn fools turned a deaf ear to my warnings. I had hoped that the defector, at least, would side with us, but I regret to report our overtures have gone unanswered. Whether tend your thoughts, Venet? Wherever you lead, we will follow. I shall not speak ill of the convocation. They too seek only to secure the future of our star. Yet it is plain they will not countenance a permanent solution. That being the case, we must ask ourselves a simple question. Are we prepared to pursue our chosen choice, even should it mean suffering? If so, I see no further reason to demur. Let us bring forth the light that shall ever after keep the darkness in check.
So, it was they who first summoned Hydaelyn.
Their discussion did seem to imply as much, yes. I cannot say I have ever heard of this Venar before.
Venar.
For a certainty, Emmet Selk never uttered the name, speak though he did, of the schism which Zodiark's advent wrought upon mankind. Some were of the viewpoint that his power must needs be restrained, and to that end did they call forth she who would serve as his shackles. We now know that it was this Venar to whom they looked for leadership.
And that this place, in all likelihood, served as their headquarters. The presence of such intimate records attests to that. I would hear what else they have to tell us. All of it. Did anyone see the source of the image?
I suppose since we're starting to go into the secrets of the Echo a little bit, a thing I've noticed is I've never had an Echo flashback to
Then let us see
Amarat.
what other secrets it holds.
Which could just be that it's never happened before, but it also could mean, like, maybe it's beyond... Maybe it's, like, beyond the sight of the Echo, because it's before the Sundering. Venar, please. Why must it be you? If I may speak plainly, I would sooner it were another, any other. You are a leader. None can take your place. You know as well as I, but few support our cause. Far fewer are they who place their faith in Zodiark. If Heidelin is to stand a chance of opposing him, I am the one who might suffice as her heart. Rest assured, however, I shall not vanish from this world. The form I take shall ever remain my choice. Then I will press you no more. Only know this, you will be sorely missed. I wonder, is this how the convocation felt about Delidibus?
What? Forgive me, but did that not strongly imply that Elidibus sacrificed himself to become Zodiark's heart?
7 hells. Then who or what are we dealing with?
The device appears to activate via a form of ethereal attunement, not unlike an aetherite. Beyond that, I can say little for certain, save that we should take this opportunity to see what other records it contains. Oh, I didn't talk to everybody. Shit, I like talking to everybody. Oh. No response. Confound it. If I may, milady, the panel did formerly emit a soft yet perceptible glow that it doth no longer, may be bespoken to depletion of some essential energy within. Given how long it's lain dormant, I think it fortunate it functioned at all. That may be, but if we can't get it to work again, we'll be leaving with more questions than we've answered. The white-robed emissary hath ever named himself Elidibus, yet if the shade spoke true, Elidibus ceased to be ere the sundering came to pass. Elidibus is just a title, though. Call to mind a truth that Emet did once reveal in passing. The names by which we know our foes are not those given to Ascians at birth, rather they are titles of office afforded to individuals of merit at such times as the role will become vacant. Perchance the Elidibus at Zodiark's heart and the emissary with whom we are acquainted are not one and the same, but predecessor and successor. It's possible, if the previous Elidibus perished before the final days, the one we know could be a survivor of the Sundering. And yet something in that explanation rings false. I'll remain for a time. I would not abandon my attempts to revive the device so soon. There is more to learn here. I can feel it. In matters of etherology, I know none as capable as thee. If there existeth a means to learn more, thou wilt surely find it. Whilst thou art thus engaged, we shall attend to matters on the surface. You may now enter the Nemesis Ander with the party of embassy. Okay, thank you. Did she really not mind working alone? Hopefully this will make the Benthos think twice before raiding the stores of their fellow Ondo again. Answers never did come to us, tied neatly with a bow. We'll get to the bottom of things eventually. While it is true our findings have raised more questions than they have answered, it's not impossible that Y'shtola will gain access to additional records. If nothing else, we have spared Yulmore from invasion. Echoes of a falling star. Can we but uncover Elidibus' true origins, we may yet come to understand his designs. To that end, Y'shtola must needs be afforded as much time as she doth require to complete her investigation. To that extent, such as things are within our control, yes. Speaking of which, perhaps we might trouble the Exarch for news of his progress with the spirit vessel? He will no doubt wish to hear our own discoveries as well, such as they are.
Dare I ask what's going on?
Ah, excellent timing. For me, in any case. We have a problem. The vast majority of those gathered here are presently in the employ of the Guard or else one of the facets, and no longer wish to be so. In principle, all are free to change vocation at any time. But a city does require a certain number of people in these positions if it is to continue to function. For the moment, I have asked them to postpone their resignation until such time as replacements can be found. As you may have surmised, we have the Warrior of Light to thank for this.
It's you! The Warrior of Darkness! You understand, don't you? Someone's going to have to look after this place once you're gone. We just want to be ready to do our bit when the time comes.
You already are, though.
And not only here, but everywhere. Which is why we've got to get out there and lend a hand to those in need.
But like there are those in need right here.
That's
You
what
don't
you
actually
did,
need to
isn't it?
go anywhere.
Even if it was just little things at the start. You helped people.
Oh, yes. Also, maybe I should have said people chocobos, you name it, because I did help out.
And we're trying to do the same. We may have our sky back, but there's no shortage of people who still need help. If we follow in your footsteps, then I choose to believe we too can be heroes one day. Even warriors of light.
What are we to say to that? We can hardly tell them they are mistaken.
I mean, we can. We can let them know they're already doing more work than the average person. Like, they did just stop some bandits nearby in Lakeland. Like, you should also mention that all the shit that I do is arguably too much for any one given person, and you shouldn't actually aspire to be like me constantly.
They seek but to do good, as you have.
But no more can we stand idly by and suffer a paragon's scheme to proceed unchallenged.
What's happening to the sky?
Wicked White. Oh, oh no.
By the 12.
A star shower.
I hear a voice.
I forget, did we get our echo by looking at a star shower?
And why does it feel like it's inside my head?
Hear? Feel? Think? I hear it.
Me too.
Did I not tell you, my friends? You are warriors of light! You're back! What you hear is the voice of light itself, and it has blessed you with its power. Welcome to the fold!
I'm a warrior of light.
I've been chosen?
Can it be?
Me, the hero.
Wait! The falling stars, were they your doing? And why do you need warriors of light?
What, am I to reveal my plans simply because you asked?
I mean, Emmett Selk did.
Nay, I think not. Though the stars, I acknowledge mine. A convenient illusion, apt to awaken what little is left of the power that once resided in your sundered souls. that which you and yours call the echo. And an echo it is, of a symphony, but a fraction of what men in their completeness once possessed. Even those among you who tower over others in the gift have only the faintest trace of it. But though sundered and forgotten through death and mocking rebirth, it has persisted. A whisper of our past, burned into your very ether, along with the sight of our end. Through the rekindling of memory, I have awoken the ability, just as Heidelin is wont to do when she has need of new minions.
The Echo hath ever been thought a gift from Heidelin, a boon granted solely to her chosen. Yet thou wouldst claim she merely awakeneth the power that men should hearken unto? Her voice. Given the perceived simultaneity of her call and the awakening of her chosen's capacity to hear it, it is only natural that we thus attributed the source of the gift. Yet if, in truth, the echo is a prerequisite for hearing her voice, one might surmise that her call never ceaseth, such that all who awaken to their innate gift might receive of the blessing of light at the self-same instant. In sooth, we bore witness to this but moments ago. At the sight of the star shower, full many in the crowd did speak of hearing a voice in their minds, did they not?
Just so. And whenever Heidelin has need of new servants, she is quick to pluck comets from the heavens or create illusions of the same.
Why, then, didst thou conjure this vision, full knowing that thine age-old foe would thus claim those awakened to the gift?
Foe? You must be mistaken. As you see, I am a warrior of light. And together with my comrades in arms, I shall save the world. Just like you.
Hey, crowd, did you just see Ardbert, Warrior of Light, disappear into a spooky portal? Did anybody see that? No? None of the many citizens hanging out saw that? Okay. I'm reminded of it in Amarad, I mean. The fear and the sadness. Why did Thancred and the gang not get the echo then? Like, they didn't just see an illusion. I mean, it was kind of an illusion, but like they witnessed the exact final days. Why does none of the rest of the gang have the echo in that case? Unsettling though it is, I'm certain our friends in the guard will use the echo well, or with good intentions at least. Though I like not what it portendeth, having been treated to so unambiguous a demonstration, I cannot well conclude that aught but the star shower are indeed instrumental in awakening the echo. Yet we need not attribute such credence to all that Elidibus hath claimed, that he too seeketh the star's salvation for one. And there he goes again, though I don't suppose he would have given us an honest answer about his history if he'd stayed. The more Elidibus reveals, the less I understand, but he has made a fine mess of things in his plan. He's gone then? I managed to persuade a number of our would-be deserters to reconsider or at least delay their departure, but As many are deaf to my entreaties. Young Thyler and Vonard are among them, I'm sorry to say. They have quit the guard. Nevertheless, I wish them well. Whatever Elidibus' plans for them might be, the pair have only ever had the best of intentions. One can hardly blame them for thinking themselves heroes elect, not after having been blessed with the Echo, and it's not as if they haven't shown the requisite spirit. I'd quite agree. Though the impetus for his sudden departure may have been words falsely spoken, the men and women in whose footsteps they would follow are heroes in truth, warriors of light. Ardbert, yourself most of all. And so I would ask a favor of you. Speak with them ere they embark on their journey, and furnish them with what wisdom you can. They've set off for the Amaro launch, but you should be able to catch them if you leave now. Worth the effort, I'd say. If I recall correctly, Admiral Merweb took the time to usher you on out to the wider world many moons ago. I think the comparison rather flatters Thyler and Vonard, but the point still stands. They would doubtless be greatly encouraged were the Warrior of Darkness himself to see them off. If thou art willing, I prithee go. Thou mayest safely leave the task of unfolding what did transpire in the Nemesis to us. Nope, not wrong thing. Amara launch. We're in Amarang. I mean, you know, around. You again? I mean, it's you, sir. Sorry, it's been a funny old day. You can be sure we'll take those words to heart. I can't believe you're coming all this way just to speak to us. I swear we won't let you down. So long as it helps someone, we'll do what needs doing out there, no matter how small. You know, a small thing is being part of the city guard. And when larger threats loom, we'll be ready to face them. You see if we aren't. Wonder and danger await you in equal measure, but turn not from either. Is that what Merweb said to me? This line is familiar. Are both of these what Merweb said to me? It's been a while. Wonder and danger await you in equal measure, but turn not from either. We'll be off then. Farewell, Warrior of Darkness, and thank you. A friend accidentally let slip that Elidibus was giving people the Echo the other night. I was talking to him about the story, and he mentioned, he's like, yeah, I loved this whole thing about trying to figure out why Elidibus was going around giving people the Echo, and I'm like, he hasn't done that yet for me. Do you have business with the... Yeah. I always read this line. I was so deeply impressed by my research, I entirely failed to notice the star shower. Bugger. Thou art returned. In most opportune time, we have but this moment concluded our account of all that came to pass in the deep. You caused quite a stir when you stepped forth as the Admiral's newly anointed envoy, you know. Nymphilia was delighted. The world's ever in need of heroes, she said. Take it they were suitably inspired? The land is our home, and it is we who must protect it. Even if you didn't believe a word he was saying, it's all part of some terrible scheme. It's not hard not to take his message to heart. Honestly, I didn't listen to all the prattle about life-changing importance of your words to impressionable young. Don't listen to all this prattle about the life-changing importance of your words to impressionable young heroes. You could nod mutely in their general direction, and they'd still be inspired. Thank you for making their effort. I'm certain your words will be a boon to them. While you are away, the others told me of your investigation. We have yet to discuss how to proceed, however. Well, your findings in Nemesis Ander do raise important questions as to the identity of our adversary. We are no closer to discerning his design, nor do I know of any other potential avenue of investigation. For which reason, we must needs trust Y'shtola's ingenuity and wait for her efforts to revive the Ancient's device to bear fruit. What if I were to attempt to follow the emissary? Elusive as he is, his plan compels him to court public attention. He shouldn't be impossible to find. Especially for one of your expertise, it does seem worth the attempt. Then I'll come with you. Safety in numbers. In combat, perhaps, but where stealth is required, the opposite is true. Yeah, law of conservation of ninjutsu, Reen. Happily, I don't plan on getting myself caught, so you're no one to worry. Nor do I intend to vanish for moons on end. We still have the empty to attend to, don't we? Alright, then I look forward to your return. It sounds like the rest of us should avoid doing anything which might prompt Elidibus to look too closely at our movements. Insofar as is possible, I recommend we limit our activities to the Crystarium. Speaking of which, Exarch, might I ask if you've made any progress with the spirit vessel? Of course, we are presently studying the principles of underpinning the memory transference, and, I believe, nearing the requisite levels of understanding. Less hearteningly, practical trials of transference methods suited for use with the vessel have yet to yield satisfactory results, to be put mildly. But there are so many promising possibilities we have yet to test. Indeed, though it may take some time yet, we are well on our way to a solution. And I shall not rest until one is found. Though we are grateful to thine understandings, unstinting of efforts, thou needst not labor to the exclusion of all else. If you would serve to lighten thy burden, however little, I should gladly offer mine assistance. Quite. For my part, I'd like to do what I can to ensure the Crystarium continues to run smoothly in spite of recent disruptions. Then perhaps I could help? There must be something I can do, even if it's just guard duty. Thank you, all of you. I shall breathe easier for your assistance. Of course, on the evidence of the recent past, it would not be long before some new crisis arrives to throw our plans into disarray, at which time your services will be in particular demand. That being the case, perhaps you might take this opportunity to retire to your suite at the Pendants? I've got to clock into work. It's fine, though. I'll finish up this cutscene. Unless it tells me many cutscenes will play in sequence, in which case I'm going to have to stop. Relieved to see you unharmed after the earlier commotion, though if I may, you do look somewhat weary. I presume you'll be returning to your suite? Yes. Let me know if there's anything you require. Okay. Only one cutscene will play in sequence. Me sleeping in full outfit. Don't take off any of my clothes. Master Novice, it's Gilnerd from the Wandering Stairs. I apologize for calling so late. Friend of yours is asking after you. You may remember them from that business with the cardinal virtues. Hey! What happens if you finished all of them? Does it just randomly select one? Lolly ho, stranger! So there I am, minding my own business, quaffling my ale when I hear a ruckus outside, and then clear as day, warrior of light. That sounded like trouble to me, so I knew if anyone was going to trouble himself over the trouble, it'd be you. So I gave Gilnerd the old, but I'm your best customer routine until he agreed to bring me here, and now I know where you live. Great, ain't it? Or is it always Guillot? Some bastards walking around wearing Ardbert, Lamit's Ardbert, like a second-hand jerkin. Oh, we're just telling him that now. Okay. I don't know what's more offensive, that or that you let him leave without a proper dwarven decking. A certain Hobson refused to teach me. Ah, in a pinch, an improvised decking would have been fine. Tell you what, I'll show you how to knock the bastard flat in the blink of an eye here and now. Taboos be damned. I feel like Guillot's not the kind of person I should be sharing this confidential information with, but I love them. It's great. After all, we ain't about to let him keep on like that, are we? Pretending to be Ardbert, Lamit's Ardbert. Step 1, you make a fist. Step 2, extend your arm, like so. Step 3, beat him senseless. Got it? Good. Now make me proud. Meanwhile, in the crystal tower of Zumbilicus...
Foiled again. If I cannot imbue the infernal thing with my power via magical means, we may need to devise a way to infuse the vessel with my blood after all.
Art thou unwell?
Or perhaps a brief respite? It wouldn't do to overtax yourself.
I'm fine. And given to stubbornness, I'm afraid. Especially when I have a stake in the outcome.
Oh, hi. Are you on the first in the vision of the destroyed Amarat that Emmett Selk made? Is that vision still a thing that exists behind those doors? Oh no, you're having a dream.
The dream again.
So I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real or not? Meanwhile, in the source.
A recurring dream. They do so fascinate me. Might I trouble you for the details?
I have always dreamed of it. Fire falling from the heavens, and the city, nay, the whole world ablaze.
Indeed. Could Emmett Selk have found a way? Precious few possess memories of the final days.
The final days.
Why, yes. Admittedly, my knowledge is mostly second-hand, but if you are interested, I will gladly tell you the tale. The tale of the world's end.
Way more heroes. Okay. I gotta stop. I gotta go to work. So, I'll catch you guys later. I'm just gonna end the stream. No rating anybody, sorry.